about 40 degrees. But it was a lot colder this morning, 25. But at least the wind's not blowing, so it didn't feel too bad out there. And, lucky we escaped all that snow. Could have been worse, I think I mentioned to you before that Buddy said there were two models, the European model, American model. One said we might get an inch on the American model, and the European model said 14. Well, the European model was way off. Even the American model didn't get it right for us. But anyway, I'm glad that the American model won out. But I think in the future we're going to get it because if all this precipitation we've been getting through the summer and fall is going to probably extend into the winter time. And when the cold air comes down again in January, say late December, January, whatever, we're going to get hit, especially if it's a nor'easter. So back to you, and drag your feet, w7jıt, k3rl. On the high D plus position, first of all, I'm just going to disconnect the capacitor part to make sure it's not the capacitor. If it's still blowing, then it's either the filament transformer or the plate transformer. And so I could take the plate caps off of the 866s. I can do that without even taking that out of the box. Take the plate caps off and see if it still blows. If it still blows when I take the plate caps off, then it's probably the high voltage transformer. Go ahead. I don't know, I didn't measure the power because I didn't have a power meter on it, but it did have power output. I did see RF power output and so forth. It's 900 volts. It's 900 to 1,000. It's about half voltage. I think it's full B plus. It's about 1,800 plus. So it's got to be something that's arcing over on high voltage only and working without arcing over. It could be a carbon path. It's only ran into one time. There was a carbon path on the socket of his rectifier tube. He didn't have a gold thing, it was a different transmitter, but he had to clean that carbon path off. On his, though, the voltage didn't arc over until he got up to about close to 3,000 volts. His was a higher voltage system. So it was more apt to have a carbon path like that on a real high voltage system. Anyway, I'll find it. There's no problem finding it. Well, I'll have to be able to find the fix, the part for it, so I have to replace it. And I could always, if it is a plate transformer, there are still houses that wind specialty transformers, and probably somebody could wind one. Too bad we don't have our old friend back in Ironwood that still winds transformers, right? No, I only have one glow tank. I could only afford one. No, it's just the 500. I only have the 500. It's not even the A. It's not even the 500. 500A didn't have it, or the B or C didn't have it. It just went to the high voltage. So I have the switch. What it does, the switch does, is there's a resistor in series with the primary of the plate transformer. So when you switch it for low B+, it switches in that resistor so you get less AC voltage on the primary of the plate transformer. And when you switch it for high B+, you short out that resistor. Yeah, but I don't want to operate like that because it's not designed to operate, and then it's just for tune-up in that position. The Ranger. Yeah, if you try to get one to wind one for you, or make one specially for you to fit in there, they would. But it probably would be a better transformer than what Leo Myerson put in there. He probably got some pieces of junk, low price vendor or something to make those transformers. Who knows? I don't think the quality of this transformer is that good. Well, he probably said you got to make it fit within this envelope and this size. So when you do that, you got to make the insulation less effective. But nowadays we have better insulation, so they could make one that would not break down as easily, I think. Yeah, well, that's not enough voltage, I don't think. I don't know what the SB200 has for a high voltage. What does it have? How much? Oh, is that right? Well, it might, yeah. Yeah, but it has to be... Let's see, what do I need on that transformer? I have a separate... It has to be a separate filament transformer. It just has to be a plate transformer. And... I think it only, I don't even think it has to be center tap. Maybe it does. Yeah, it does have to be center tap. One big one. That shouldn't be any problem. I think I even might have some surplus 8 microfarad to 10 microfarad 2,000 volt capacitor. Okay. Well, I'm sure the plate transformer in the 200 will work fine because that's, like I said, without load, it's about 2,400 volts. T-down goes down about 2,100 or 2,000 volts. And at about 500 mils. So, yeah, that would work fine. It's a good idea if you can do it, and you got... You can put the expense out to take care of it. A freestanding tower, probably about 50, 60 feet high, is going to require one pretty good, solid, big block of concrete in the ground. Probably something like 6 feet by 5 feet, all silver concrete. So 6 feet deep, 5 feet wide. And, it gets much bigger as you get higher. So, but I don't know how you feel about the rooftop mounts. They mine's up about 40 feet, and like I said, it works quite well, and I saved myself a whole lot of money. Of course, like I said, you got to be careful what you're doing because you're going into the roof, and if you're not careful and watch what you're doing and take great care, you can cause yourself some roof problems there. So.
you just got to be careful and make sure everything's all sealed up. But yeah, I've got one of those end-fed wires there, JR. I have a myantennas.com end-fed wire myself. I use it mainly for 40 and 80 meters, and does quite well. Does a nice job. They're good little antennas, and they do work well. So yeah, they're I'm sure it's working good for you. I know mine works good for me on 40 and 80 meters. So anyhow, yeah, sounds like a good deal. Like I said, though, putting a tower up, that's a whole different ball game there. I was kind of waiting around to see if I could have got one used somewhere, but they were all over the country, and I didn't feel like paying the shipping or driving 500-600 miles out to get it. So yeah, so I threw in the towel on that idea and just put it on my roof, and it works quite well. Of course, the wife doesn't like it too much, but I did this, JR. I put it up and then asked for forgiveness later. So luckily I got it. Anyhow, my friend, let me pass it back to you. W7jrd w9t.
So he didn't even look at it either. Well, it was my card. And I still had his card in my wallet. So I didn't even know I'd done that. So
he didn't look at it either. So he went out to dinner on Saturday night.
He went a couple other places. Charged three places. 2 or 3 places. To my card. And nobody even questioned it. So, around Monday or so, I was just checking my wallet because I said, gee, it was getting a little thick. I said, well, maybe I got to send it out and take some of his credit cards on it. I pulled this stack of cards and I noticed that Joe Cat's on there instead of my name on that city card. So I called up his wife and said, okay, since he was at home, said, I'll meet you for lunch again the following day and give you the right card. He said, well, he already charged 3 things, so 2 or 3 things, so he gave me a check today. He gave me my card, I gave him his card, and he gave me a check for the amount of money he charged. Anyway, I thought that was funny, but, it just goes to show nobody checks these cards. You could give anybody's card out. Go ahead, W7J, I have k3rl.
Well, yeah, they don't check, well, you sign the name on there, they don't check ID. They probably should. Or they should put a picture on those cards. Yeah, that would help. Photo ID or something like that. But like I said, I don't use our card very often at all. We never use it at a restaurant or at stores very much at all, except when we fly or rent a car and so on. I have to use it at the car dealership, though, because they don't take checks anymore. But, yeah, you're right. Somebody gets your credit card, all they have to do is sign your name, and nobody checks. Because they probably figure they don't have time to do that. Or a guy will say, well, I have my wallet at home. Yeah, right. Well, I'm glad you got it squared away with a close friend and so on. Well, yeah. That will happen, I guess. We had an incident that had to be 10 years ago now, I think, where somebody got our credit card information. We found out there was a charge of only like a couple dollars over in California. And I said, I've never been to that area in California. So we called them up, and they said, don't worry about it. We'll cancel out your card and give you a new one. So that's what they did. Fine. But like I said, I don't use it that much, so chances of somebody getting this number are probably pretty slim. Yeah, well, it's could have been worse. Could have been somebody you didn't know, Ron. Oh, boy. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think two credit cards. I have a MasterCard and a Citi card. The Citi card is through Costco, and we use that basically for getting gas because you have to use a credit card for that. And would you believe now our gas prices are down to $2.40? They were down to $2.42, now it's down to $2.43 at Costco for regular. And the Safeway station down here is still in the 270s. But they have a deal for people. If you spend over $100, you get $1 a point or something like that. Then you get so many cents off on your gas. We don't do that because we don't shop at the Fry's gas station or food store. But that's probably the reason they're doing it. But I'll tell you, quite a difference. And what's going on with that stock market? I see it's down again today. It was up for a while, now it's up and down again. Not helping with the pension plans and so on. They're going to take a little bit of a hit, the IRAs and so on. Yeah, I found out that we got a little increase in the... How about that? We got a 2.8 increase in the Social Security, Ron. Go ahead.
No, you didn't, because you paid... they took away about half of it or more. W7jıt, k3rl. Yeah, for that credit card thing. Yeah, it was Costco. It was a new card, so I wasn't familiar with it. So, it just looked like it must be his card because I hadn't seen that in my wallet before. And I forgot that I just got that. I just stuck it in my wallet. And, Costco put your picture on the membership card, but it doesn't go on the credit cards,
Yeah, they should. What do you mean they take half of it away?
Well, because you got to pay for Medicare, they increased Medicare.
Oh, they only went up $1.
Well, on mine, because I make more money than a certain amount, they took more. They took another $25, $30 out, or $50 out.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I guess it depends on your income. I think mine only went from 134 to 135. But like you say, if you're making more money, then that'll jack it up. And it'll be interesting when we get the taxes done, too, in the next month or two, how that's going to work out. See, we just have the one, standard deduction for a couple now. What is it, $24,000, and that's it?
I don't know. I don't know how my taxes are going to come out because I don't understand their system yet. And it's still vague to me. There's not much you can do. You're all screwed. You almost have to take the standard deductions. It's hard to come up with enough deductions anymore because they almost eliminated them all.
Yeah, I can't. I've never been able to do that. Because there's no house payment and you can't deduct a number of things. Back in Wisconsin, you used to be able to deduct gas tax and you can deduct your state income tax and all that other stuff. That's long gone. Now, to itemize, you've got to have, over 12,000, 14,000 itemized deductions?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, something like that. Well, we get a lot of money to charity, so we get a lot of, that's about 10,000 there. And probably more than Trump even gives out. Anyway, and then I do still, or I'm able to deduct the state taxes. I think there's anything over 10,000 you can't, or some stupid thing like that. The taxes are still less than that. But like you're saying, if you're not paying on a house, there's no mortgage tax and all that. But there is still real estate tax that you can deduct. But anyway, but they've made the standard deduction so high now that it's hard to compete with it. So I don't know how it's going to come out. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Just don't know. Because I gotta get the new tax thing. So we can fill it out. But I didn't even try to do it myself yet because I don't understand all the rules. Like I did on the old system, I understood how to do it. I could do it. I didn't even need TurboTax or anything like that. I could just do the long form myself very, very easily. I could estimate it anyhow. Pretty close. I knew just about what all the deductions were and so forth, and what to deduct from the gross. And I always did the long form, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that anymore. They made things so screwed up now that they're making everybody wonder what they're going to end up paying, if they're going to get any deal out of this or not. So we'll find out. Anyway, what's new here? Not too much else new. Let's see. Oh, the tires on the car. You don't have the real cold weather like we do. Not down in the 20s yet, anyhow. But these chrome wheels on this car, the two cars that we have, they've been known to corrode on the inside where the tire meets the metal. After so many years, because the cars are getting old. It's 2005 and 2007, so I expect that. So they start leaking air. So I've had to bring them in, and they sort of grind off this corrosion. And then they put some kind of a sealant on there. And it's worked for us, all the wheels except one is starting to leak air again. And it just so happens on Nancy's car, it's the same wheel, the right front wheel seems to be leaking air, so I may have to bring those things into Goodyear place or whatever, some tire place, and have them do that wheel again. By the way, Nancy was complaining about when she put on the brakes, there was this noise. I checked out her car and drove myself. I didn't hear the noise, but she kept complaining, so I said I'd take out the wheels. I took out both front wheels, checked the brakes, checked the pads on there, and make sure everything was tight. Everything was good, except when I put those right front wheel on, I noticed that there's like a 7-inch cover that goes over the lug nuts. It's like a hubcap type thing, but it's not. It's smaller than a regular hubcap. But it covers all the lug nuts. It's about 7 inches in diameter. Well, that thing was loose. I don't know, somebody had taken that thing off one time, maybe when they put new tires on there, or fixed the brakes or whatever, and they broke those plastic things on there that hold it on. There were supposed to be about 6 of them, and there were about 3 left. And somebody broke 3 of them off. So it was loose, and then when she applied on her brakes or something, it would make this noise, banging around. So I put tape on it, and I got it so it was snug on there. He said the noise went away, so that's what it was. So I tried to order a new one from GM, and I even gave them the VIN number and the car and everything else. But they didn't have a size on there, so I didn't know what size it was. It looked like it was the right size. So I ordered the thing, and I thought I was going to get 4 of them for $40. Well, I get this thing in the mail. It's about 1.5-inch diameter. And they charged me $40 for it. Couldn't believe it. Piece of crap. Anyway, so I got to send it back. But told them, you screwed up, guys. I didn't want this one. They're supposed to cover all the lug nuts. The one they sent me was for the ones that show the lug nuts on the outer, and then they just have this small little cap in the center that covers up the wheel bearing nut or whatever. Anyway, so, you go on the internet sometimes, you don't know what you're getting. And why they didn't put the size on there was beyond me. So, the picture, you can't tell looking at a picture what the size is. That's kind of stupid not to put the size on there. But they didn't. Anyway, turns out they don't have it, I guess they'll try to go to the Cadillac place if I would pay a premium for those things for a while. I only need one of them. Thought they were going to send me 4. Sounded like they had a package of 4. There's only one. $40 for this little piece of plastic, 1.5 inch in diameter. Completely ridiculous. Okay, so they did send me, when I did look for a valve socket one time, they did send me the right part, but boy, I'll tell you something, you can't look at the diagram on the internet, you can't tell. It's hard to tell what you're really getting sometimes, because they're not actual size, there are a lot of drawings that are not photographs, so you don't know what it is. So back to you, W7jIF, k3rl.
Yeah, okay, Ron, hold on, I'll be right back. Got to make a pit stop.
k3rl, Friday.
k3rl, this is w3, standing by. Yeah, okay, I'm back. W7jIF. Oh, boy. Yeah, you're right. When you see things on the internet and they don't give the real specifications as far as size and so on, it's hard to tell what you're getting. And obviously you didn't get the right thing. Oh, well. And $40. What a markup. What a markup. Speed of markups, a friend of mine goes down to a place just across the border from Yuma in Mexico. Alcodones or something like that it's called, in Mexico, right across the border. They have all these druggists down there, and you can get drugs for like 1/3 the price in their actual name brands, packaged and so on, that sell for about like 5 to 10 times higher up here, and so forth. And quite a few people go down there. I haven't done it, but I don't take any drugs, but people do, and some of these expensive drugs you can get a pretty good rate on, and so on. And I guess you don't need a prescription unless you get a real high amount. But if you're only getting for like 3 or 4 or 5 months, you don't need a prescription. You just walk in and tell them you want this drug, and they'll sell it to you for that reduced price. And like I said, they're pretty well-named brands. They're not fake or anything like that. I think Canadians do that too. Somebody said you can order things through the internet from Canada and get drugs a lot cheaper. Speaking of prices, Ron, I was watching TV the other day and I just pulled it up on the internet. You're familiar with the Cadillac Escalade, the SUV, right? I don't know what that sells for, probably $60,000, $70,000 or more. Well, there's an ad on TV where you can lease it. The 2019 Escalade is available for as little as $919 per month for 30 months with a signing of $5,779. Wow. That's a lot of money for 30 months. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got the price off. It's about closer to $80,000, $90,000 for that car.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And then if you do get through with your lease, and of course you go over the mileage, because I'm sure they give you a mileage on that, then it's probably another $1,000 or more, whatever. But if you decide to buy that car, you said 80 or 90,000, all that money you paid for 30 months does not go towards it at all. You're stuck.
Wow, it usually does. I don't know why it would say you're stuck, but that's a lot of money. Yeah. You know, they usually advertise a lot of these cars for about $400 or $500 a month lease, but that's about double.
Oh yeah, yeah. 900. Well, with taxes, it'd probably be 1,000 because they don't include the taxes in that, so they charge you a sales tax on that. And then the same thing with the signing. 5,779. It's probably close to 6,000 or more. Well, you're paying. Let's see, 6,000 would be. Yeah, that's 1,000 a month. That's 12,000 a year. That's 36,000 plus the signing. Yeah, you're better off buying the car outright and making payments and so on. That's a lot of money. Did I tell you about my friend last week about the smart car?
No, but I'm not interested in seeing these smart cars get on the road because I think they're dangerous.
Yeah, I do too. It's very small. One of the guys who lives in Sun City West, he's a ham, came to a breakfast the other day, and I think he just drives it around locally. I don't think he goes on the highway. I think they're made by VW, Volkswagen. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, I said, how do you like your car? He said, well, it's pretty nice. It's really kind of an oversized golf cart, so it's all enclosed. And I said, well, how many cylinders? He said, 3 cylinders. Oh, okay, you get pretty good mileage. He said, oh, yeah, man. But, guess what? There's one premium in that thing. Has somebody new with the compression?
Oh, yeah, I've got to get the power out of that 3-cylinder, and that's the only way to do it. And it's, I noticed, by the way, the gas prices, I paid $2.19 at the base about 3-4 days ago. That's the lowest I've seen around here. You know, on the outside, it was about, the lowest was about $2.25. Maybe Costco was somewhere around there. Anyway, but, that's how they have to do it. I noticed at the base, when the price was $2.19, the high test was $2.75. It used to be like 10, 20 cents difference, 20 cents difference. Now it's a lot more nowadays.
Yeah, like I said, some of these gas stations are still up in the 270s around here, where Costco's down to 240, 42, 43. I'm assuming they buy that gas from the same tanker. Oh boy, unbelievable. I think marketing's up. Oh well, anyway, the ship prices of oil have gone up a little bit. I think it's up to $51 or $52 a barrel now. But I don't think it's going to reach, and I would be very, very surprised if it gets up back to $70 a barrel again.
Well, they're trying to do that. You know, the Saudis have reduced their production level. I don't know if it's enough to bring the price down up at that level. But that's what they're trying to do because these people who do fracking and so forth, it costs a lot of money to do fracking. And also up in the tar pits that are up in Canada. You don't extract that much oil for all that you get out of the ground. And of course, with fracking, you have to send in all these dangerous chemicals and everything else, which I hate. Anyway, so around $50 a barrel is where they break even, and they don't like to, produce oil or from fracking or from tar pits or whatever at around $50 a barrel. The other ones that they drill are probably still profitable at 50 or less. But so that's sort of the magic number. They want to get it up to 60, 70. They think, or they say, that most consumers will be happy to pay whatever the resultant price is for $70 a barrel, which would probably be up around close to $3 again or whatever. Anyway, or more maybe. Anyway, remember at one time it used to be close to $80, $90 a barrel there for a while, and we were really paying close to $4 a gallon. But I don't know. Maybe the price of gasoline should go up because there's too many cars on the road and people driving too much and they're all crazy.
Well, you're right about that. Steph almost got hit the other day on Bell. She was coming to Costco and she was making a U-turn on Bell with the left turn arrow, which is legal. And she was got halfway through and some guy ran the red light coming the other way and missed her by a foot or so. And she said he was going real fast. It would have been a dangerous situation. You're right. You got to watch out. I think I told you about this a couple weeks ago. I was driving back from the pool, and there was a side street guy in a golf cart, and I'm driving along. I saw him. He slowed down. He only looked to the right, didn't look to the left where I was. He started pulling out. I had to swerve way over to the other lane. Fortunately, there was no car there, and missed him by a few feet. I gave him a few choice words. But I'll tell you, it's unbelievable. Well, I got to tell you this story, too. Did you know that we had at this hospital out here, we have a maternity ward out here. It's hard to believe that we do. But we get a lot of women that have babies from Luke Air Force Base and Surprise and all over because it's a major hospital. They had 1,700 births last year at that hospital here.
Wow. What's going on? Is that the only hospital for miles or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I think they come down Highway 10 Buckeye and Luke Air Force Base, and Surprise is really growing, too. A lot of young families in Surprise. And so on. So, yeah, and they probably come over from Peoria, Glendale, because Glendale's a pretty big city. You know. Yeah, 1,700. I told you a story last week. A gal, 18 years old, went on there to have a baby. She'd been on drugs the whole time. She had the baby. Of course, the baby was infected with the drugs. So they told her, there's no way you're going to keep this baby. This baby is going to have to go through withdrawal and everything else. She stormed out and she told people, she said, I'm going to go get my boyfriend and he's going to come back and kill you all. And they arrested her after they booted her out. And they kept the baby. I don't think she'll ever see it again.
Yeah, and a lot of these are immigrants, too.
No, this was a white gal. She was not Mexican.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'll tell you, some of these people just have no way of controlling their emotions, too. They just go berserk. It's just like a person, you know, that could be perfectly normal when you talk to him. He gets behind the wheel of a car and becomes, crazy, goes crazy. Well, I was at last Friday at Fort Meade, and that speed limit's only 30 miles an hour there on the base. And these side streets are on there, and of course traffic's kind of heavy in the morning, so these people on the side streets get a little bit annoyed when they have to wait for the traffic. So this guy sees me coming, and he pulls right out in front of me. God, I almost clobbered him. I would have killed him. I would have hit him right in the driver's door. Lucky I was able to react pretty fast at my age. Hit those brakes, but I leaned on that horn too, I tell you. But what a jerk, you know. You can't believe some of these people. Do they have a death wish or what?
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, Ron, they get very impatient. There's a lot of road rage out there. They have to get somewhere real quick because they don't have any patience, and they take chances. And saw one a couple weeks ago run a red light. He wasn't near me, but I saw the red light change, and it was definitely a red light. He went right through it, and so forth. Luckily, I was not up to the intersection yet. Oh, yeah, a lot of that going on. And then there's these one-way drivers, wrong-way drivers out here. Do you get that much out your way? We get a lot of it out here.
What, everyone's going the wrong way on a one-way street?
Oh, yeah, on the freeways. And most of it's at 2 or 3 in the morning because it's alcohol's involved or drugs or both. Yeah, we've had, 10 or 15 cases in the last year now.
Wow. I can understand sometimes when you're making a left turn, sometimes you turn too quickly and turn into the lane that's coming instead of going. I almost did that a few times, but that's only in strange places when I'm not familiar. But anyway, that can happen. but to go down the wrong way on a one-way street for any period of time, you got to be on drugs or alcohol.
And these are freeways, and there's a sign that says "Do not enter." You can't enter anyway.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say these guys got to be really drugged up. I'll tell you, all these crazies that are out there, and the ones that are passing me up. You know, I was going. The speed limit was 45, and I was doing about 55 going down this grade 198. It's about a couple miles long downhill, but not very steep. And this car, it was a Sunday morning. I swear it was going 100 miles an hour when it passed me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. I get up on the freeway sometimes, and I'm going the speed limit, which is 65 on some of these freeways. And I may be going 70. They go right by me. They're going 80, 85, maybe 90. I don't know what their hurry is, but they do. Even in Sun City West here, the speed limit is 35, and I usually go about 35 to 40. They're buzzing right by me. They're going 50 to 55, 60 miles an hour. I'm not sure where their hurry is, but they do. Anyway, not to change the subject, we had our friends, we went off some friends to the local restaurant at Portobello called Anna Kappa last week. And there were about 13 of us over there. The meal wasn't that great, and it wasn't cheap. Steph had a salad, and it was terrible. It had mostly endive in it instead of lettuce. And I had the mashed potatoes and I forget what it was now. Oh, meatloaf, yeah. And I think there's a little vegetable. And the salad was extra. It was okay. But the meatloaf, wasn't great at all. I've had much better in many other places for half the price. But the atmosphere, that's what you pay. And then we saw the lights. They have these lights, Christmas lights, over in Portobello that they've had for years, for about 3 or 4 blocks long. Beautiful, beautiful Christmas lights. They really do it up. Gorgeous. I mean, the whole yard, the whole roof, the garage, everything's all lit up with all kinds of stuff. Well, let's see. Now, the last thing I was going to talk about was football. I don't know if there's much to talk about there. At least the Packers won. My Cardinals didn't show up again. They scored 3 points on Detroit. And let's see, the Packers got to play the Bears. The Bears beat the Rams. I couldn't believe that. Wow. I guess the Bears are for real this year. And the Steelers lost to the Oakland Raiders. Did you see that?
Yeah, our Washington Redskins are a complete meltdown against the Giants, which are a lousy team this year, but they seem to be winning lately. I don't know why. I can't understand this pro ball. It's got to be fixed. It's got to be fixed, it seems like to me anyhow. And then New England losing to Miami. That fluky play, right?
I didn't see it. Did you see it?
No, I just see some reruns, but that was pretty fluky.
Yeah, I think it was time running out when they scored.
Yeah, it was the only play left, and if they didn't score in that game, they wouldn't have scored.
I'll have to look that up on YouTube or somewhere. I'm sure they got a replay, a video of that. I'll have to check that out. I guess it was a bunch of lateraling and then passing and so on. And they missed tackles, that sort of thing. Oh, boy. Well, let's see. Basketball's coming along. Michigan's doing well. Michigan State's doing well. Wisconsin's doing pretty well. See what happens there. Other than that, not too much else. You know what I don't see in basketball anymore, whether it's pro or college? Nobody calls a 3-second violation anymore.
Yeah, and also double dribbles. You hardly see that, do you?
And traveling.
Yeah, right. I don't think they call double dribbles anymore. I think you can do that, but traveling, you would think they would call it. I see it called every once in a blue moon.
Yeah, the guy's 20 feet from the basket, makes his last dribble, and he takes 2 or 3 steps, he takes a shot. Now, that to me is traveling, I think.
Yeah, but they never call it, seems like.
Oh, well, that's the way it goes. W7jıt Friday.
Plus, there's a lot of physical activity under that basket, the pushing and shoving and clobbing each other that they never call.
That's right. Was there a breaker in there? This is w7jıt. Gary, this is Commander Ron. Because I probably because his antenna is Did you copy him, Ron? I think you're very close to him, aren't you?
I don't hear a thing, just noise.
Oh, it's your friend Bill. What's he called, Bill? W3 Whiskey Echo Golf? Yeah, W3WEG, Ron.
Bill Drummond from Pennsylvania?
Yeah, oh, he's up in Pennsylvania. Okay, I thought he was closer than that.
No, I can't hear him. It's too close.
Oh, okay.
Ask him how he's doing.
Yeah, Ron wants to know how you're doing, Bill.
Well, I just had my sixth radiation treatment. Got cancer in the heart. So they're trying to take care of it all by radiation. I'm doing pretty good. Some of the anti-pain medication is good.
Yeah, how did they detect that, Bill?
Say that again?
How did they detect your cancer?
Well, it was just whiskey. Like I got some kind of allergy or something in the back of my throat. We looked in there and the tonsil was already twice or three times as big as it could be. And so things went from there. Well, the trouble is that it was just the one side, and it was, according to the surgeon, it was just too much at one time. So, I wanted them to just cut it out of there. They said they couldn't do that. So, I'm stuck with radiation, but at least I'm not all time. Roger. Said it was too big.
Yeah, maybe true. You know, we never heard of it because ours was never that big, I guess, when we had them. I had mine taken out. Beats me.
To be an adult is a bigger deal than when you're a kid.
Used to live down here.
Just over the line, probably, I don't know, maybe 50 over. That's correct. 15 miles east of Gettysburg. Okay. Where did you live in Maryland? Right there in Maryland. Right next to Burkensville there. Over.
Okay, did you go to the breakfast center?
No, I wasn't a gas captain. I just got my license last year. Came late in life that I decided to do this. I've been a double E since college, but I just decided finally to get my license. No, we were at church together.
Went to the same church.
Yeah. He was in the military welcome. Laurel, and got to be good friends because he was a double E, and so there I was, and all from there. Well, lived in Maryland 30 years, but only near Ron there in Laurel there for 15 years. That's about it. You're coming in here really like gangbusters. You've got a huge Well, we tried to, but Nancy's got this schedule that she's always working up. I just go down and see Ron, and, it's not working life. That's the way it is. In fact, she owes them a visit because they were up a couple of months.
Yeah, he told me about it. I just wondered how he was doing. Is he taking chemo or anything?
Roger. Well, I'm in the second week of it. Second week of 7. I'll wrap it up soon.
Okay. Yeah. Too bad he came down with that. He sort of called me about a month or so ago. Told me about it. w7jıt k3rl. His call is W7jıt, and that's what his initials are. My name is E. Drummond. I guess, yeah, he put in for it. Yeah, got it. He's just become a ham not too many years ago, so he's enthusiastic about all the stuff that he's doing. He's really into it. No, that's too far away. I don't remember if he wasn't even licensed at that time. He was just in electronics. He worked for NSA. I don't know where he was from originally, probably around here. How did he know to call you? Because you were putting in a good signal? Did he recognize my call or what? Hello? Yeah, once in a while we've talked on 75 meters and stuff like that when he first got on. I guess he's just using a wire antenna. I don't think he's got a beam or anything. Alpha, I don't think he's running an amplifier. Yeah, so they can't get them up in these planned communities. And even if they're not planned communities, some of the counties that they're in are very restrictive as to how high a tower you can put up and so forth. Yeah, some have these rules that if the tower falls down, it can't hit your neighbor's house. So if the neighbor's house is close to you, you're screwed. I guess you can't blame them for that because, you know, I don't think I'd want a neighbor with a tower where it could fall on my house. Wow. It does real well with that wide space beam on that 40-foot tower. You're not very high, but it sure works well.
I got no snow at all from that here. So she got the southern branch of the storm is what she got over there. And I'm a little bit envious. And let's see. Whitehorse is in the Yukon, if I guess, isn't it? BE7AMF, W0PW.
And I'm just now perusing the Hamcation
brochure that they sent for the upcoming. Boy, the rates have gone up to get in the case now. It's up to $17, but actually that's not bad. That's for all 3 days, but yeah, but that's not until the beginning of February, 8th, 9th, and 10th, then 5 QB KV2A.
k5aw. Boy, that's kind of pricey, Joe. $17.
No, they don't do it that way, Carl.
So what? If I want to go, I got to pay $17 when I don't go all 3 days. What kind of nonsense is that?
Well, that's their rules.
Hell, I wouldn't be going. You can't charge me for stuff I don't use. That's unconstitutional. Anyway, so much for that. I did note your email last night on that 890, and they dropped the price, but nothing too enthusiastic about that radio as far as I'm concerned. It's big, and I guess the guys who like those number of knobs, overwhelming knobs I call them, instead of odd, will love it, but I don't think so. I think I'll keep what I have. Over to you, Mark. K5ir with a group. kd5aw.
Okay, Carl. kd5aw in the bunch. K5ir.
Yeah, Joe, take all the warm clothes you can, because I know I was watching Fox News at lunch today, and yeah, I saw Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi coming out of the White House after a rather heated meeting with the president. I tell you what, as soon as they got outside, man, they were bundling up. I think Nancy had even her top buttons buttoned clear up to her neck. It's kind of chilly up there. You won't be too far from all that craziness. Well, where we're in Virginia are headed to, so a little bit nippy. That's okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to the MUF. I guess that old boy, that person that runs the machine there is Boulder. I guess they're back to work. At least I saw the 8 meg report today. And I thought, holy cow, they're back. So we'll see how long that lasts. Let's see if that's going to be tied to the WWV possible demise. I don't know. And, you mentioned Duluth trading. I thought I had seen somewhere, Carl Wright, somewhere in the metro area, maybe out around Quail Springs, that there was a little sign that a Duluth trading store was maybe going to come in here somewhere into northwest Oklahoma City, maybe. Well, I was dreaming that. Have you heard of anything, Ray? K5GBE, k5ir.
Well, Ray, if there was an antenna and everything there that I could put up and whatnot and try it out, that wouldn't be a bad approach. And then send it back to the same a couple days before the party. But I agree with Carl. It's even with that price reduction that they have on it, still not enough. If it got to around 2K, somewhere around there, maybe even 2,500, might consider it, but I doubt it. It just doesn't have the features and everything that I want. Actually, Carl and Tim have pretty much what I want, and that's pretty much the way it stands. And Carl, as far as the new app that the Weather Channel has, I don't like it either. I've had it here for about a week now, and it's a nuisance. The other one, the previous version, if I could go back to it, I would love to. This one's just too cumbersome. I don't like the looks and the feel of it. I had the same one, or the same. It's not the same app because this is obviously for phones. But I've got the one for the iPad, and I really like that one. And I know there's updates in there to the App Store, but I refuse to update it because I just, once you get accustomed to one, you don't want to change it. You can put your finger on everything in no time, and sometimes, they do it for the advertising revenue and whatnot, so they can squeeze more advertising, and that's what's annoying about the phone as well. And I'm sure you probably experience pretty much the same thing on yours, Earl. It's, whether it's Android or iPhone, advertising, it's what rules today. And Mark, as far as the temps and everything, I don't know, Tim might be right. The way the temperature's looking out for the next couple of weeks, what he was looking at, it all depends on the jet stream, obviously. But we'll see maybe we'll get lucky and things won't be too nasty. N5QB in the group kv2a.
Yeah, very good.
177 there.
West Coast.
Popping open. I'll leave it take 9 Yeah, that's TV with the real kd5aw. Yeah, I was listening to you guys. I was listening to Dave and Tom and Joe. Joe, yes, you do come back up a little bit. You're still low, but not as low as previous one. Same sign. But, yeah, I was listening and then I went to 8. But, anyway, yeah, you know, price, really dropped. Still on the receiver. So what's the point? Might have a great receiver. I'm not standing there. But, not no cheap for or FBI.
Moved from Lewistown, and later on his first wife died. He moved back to Lewistown and married another friend of my mother's until he passed, and I guess he probably passed at a relatively young age because he's been dead for almost as long as maybe I've been down here. I don't know, 30 years or so. So he was probably around 76, late 60s or early 70s when he died. But anyhow, a very familiar name, and I didn't know the man even had a brother.
And new batch. Throw the other ones away. 7-3, take care. See you next week, Ron. Have a good weekend. k3rl, w7jıt.
Cheerio, k3rl.
What was that called, K11? Yeah, K1HC. Good afternoon. I think I've worked here before. That call rings a bell. Can you hold on a moment? I'll be right back.
Nope, I'm retired. We're raising our 4-year-old grandson.
But I'm sure I'll come to it.
If I don't, then you got to go some way, and that'd probably be just as well as any. But I've had a great life. I spent all that time in the Army. I'll give you my radio history. In 1939, we got electricity on the farm. And we had an old battery radio, an AM radio, and it was used very sparingly because the batteries were expensive and money was hard to come by. So my aunt lived in St. Louis, and she brought me out an old True Tone or Silver Tone console radio that was AM, had 5 bands on it, and I could hear the guys talking on AM, and I just thought, boy, that would be great to be able to get on there and talk all.